Welcome to Around the Peninsula. I'm Senior Airman Brandy Durr. Recognition can be a big encouragement to soldiers in the field. Katusa Sergeant Minkyu Bay takes us to one range where service members received just that.
Secretary of Defense Chuck Hagel lands at Rodriguez Range to visit soldiers of the 2nd Infantry Division and get a glimpse of live-fire scenarios. Today's joint combined scenario involves breaching an enemy-in-placed obstacle during a mounted attack.
They're about to come up coming up.
And I appreciate it very much being able to see what you're doing. I know sometimes you're out here alone and wonder if anybody's paying attention and really does understand or appreciate what you do. We do. And thank you.
Katusa Sergeant Minkyu Bay.
All right, guys. Thank you. Thank you.
Rodriguez Range, Korea.
The Secretary of Defense recently visited Korea to celebrate the 60th anniversary of the ROK-US alliance. The old saying, work hard and play hard, takes on a whole new meaning with the ROK military. Army Sergeant Jared Don joins the crowd at this huge event.
When it comes to putting on a show, the Korean military definitely go all out. This is the 65th ROK Armed Forces Day celebration, and pride is everywhere you look. For those in attendance, this day was very special.
I have participated in the ROK Armed Forces Day every year, and today's ceremony was the largest. I felt really proud for the ROK forces, and I am truly honored.
The ROK Armed Forces thrilled the audience with several different displays and kept people looking to the skies for more.
The most memorable part in today's ceremony is the F-15K fighters. I felt proud because today I could see cutting-edge ROK fighters that I could only see on television.
The celebration left everyone with something to talk about and a wonderful memory to look back on. Army Sergeant Jared Don, Seoul Air Base, Korea.
Armed Forces Day is an annual celebration in Korea. Displaying humility after 30 years of military service is a hallmark of an honest and caring soldier. Army Sergeant Jared Don is on scene for more.
At first glance, this would seem to be an ordinary ceremony. For the most part, that is correct. But the speech was anything but ordinary.
As one can easily discern by glancing at my turkey neck and sagging belly, I'm not a spring chicken. I'm an old soldier.
Sergeant Major Mahoney's sense of humor and words of wisdom kept the audience hanging onto every word.
Well, it's funny. You know, in the past 30 years, I've sat through a lot of speeches, and they always are typically the same theme, and they're typically all very boring, and it's just, whenever I have the opportunity to speak to a group of people, and I never pass on an opportunity to speak to a group of young Americans, I always try to grab their attention and hold their attention.
Sergeant Major Mahoney received various awards and recognition for all of his hard work while in Korea and over his 30 years of service. 8th Army Band led the way as the troops marched off the field, ending Mahoney's last ceremony as the USFK Command Sergeant Major. Army Sergeant Jared Don, Yongsan, Korea.
Command Sergeant Major Mahoney plans to continue serving his country by working at an ROTC in Tennessee. It's not every day military members get to show off their talents. Air Force Staff Sergeant Justin Wayne introduces a Camp Humphrey soldier sharing one of his passions during Operation Rising Star.
There's more to Achillia Davenport than a threatening name.
Don't worry, my name is more of a threat than I am.
Achillia is an armor for the 602nd Aviation Support Battalion, Alpha Company. He takes care of all weapons in his company and makes sure soldiers are ready for battle. But his real passion is singing.
I want to show that I have more to offer other than just shooting weapons and being a soldier.
The discipline the Army provides helps improve his singing.
Well, I think you pick up some things from the military and you apply it to the other things outside of the military, and vice versa. But it was just my imagination.
Achillia is participating in Operation Rising Star, a competition giving soldiers a chance to show off their singing skills.
I enjoy seeing the reaction of people whenever I do it, you know, and you can see the emotion that's traded back and forth just by the voice. It actually feels like I'm not really here, like almost like a dream, like this isn't really happening. It just feels weird for me to actually say that I won the competition.
Ikelia's video submission was sent to San Antonio, Texas to see if he qualifies to move on in the Operation Rising Star competition. Air Force Staff Sergeant Justin Wayne, Camp Humphreys, Korea.
Yeah, but I'm really excited though. I'm really excited.
Operation Rising Star has been giving soldiers and their family members a chance to live their dreams for 9 years. Does your uniform have something that sets you apart? Army Sergeant Ton Pham shows how soldiers can separate themselves from their peers.
Clear.
This year marks the 10th anniversary of when this 11 Charlie, or motorman, earned his Expert Infantry badge. Now, he's doing the assessment process for over 400 soldiers trying to earn the honor of wearing the EIB at Warrior Base.
I actually get a sense of pride watching these soldiers accomplish it. I want to see them get it, but I also want to see them do it to the standard. So I'm going to keep the standard. As long as they pass it, they're going to be fine.
Just fine, man. Today's weather is pleasant compared to when Sergeant Peoples competed for his EIB at Fort Wainwright, Alaska, but the tasks and conditions remain the same.
Check you for other injuries, okay?
He knows the lanes will bring out the best in these soldiers, even if they don't make the cut.
They will walk out of here with 100% more knowledge than what they had before. It's great training, and for them to test and get the EIB just makes it all the better.
Now meet this candidate.
My wife sees this, love you.
He had trouble his first time through Sergeant Peoples' lane,
I got it.
but regrouped and came back to pass the master skill task.
Hardest time, it's nerves. Just gotta calm down. You know your stuff, you trained, you have it committed to muscle memory, and just do it. And once you start jumping into it, it does all come back to you, it's all natural.
Although Sergeant Peoples wears the EIB and Sergeant Sanborn works towards earning one, what the badge means to both of them is very similar.
It shows that you are an expert in your skills, and you're proud. You're very proud of it.
76 degrees up.
It's not about recognition for me. It's about proving to myself that I can become an expert in any field that I choose.
Army Sergeant Ton Pham, Warrior Base, Korea.
The Expert Infantryman badge was first created in October of 1943. How do you aim a rocket? Private First Class Won Ho Chung sets his sights on Rocket Valley.
When I first got to Korea, I started out as a support platoon leader, mostly taking care of ammunition, and then just recently I got moved up and now I'm the executive officer for Alpha Battery.
She is now coordinating rocket strikes for the 210 Fires Brigade during US and ROK joint live fire exercise in the Rocket Valley.
Target pod safe, roger, ma'am.
So what happens with our missions is, up at the higher headquarters, they send the mission down to our computers. I check it on the map physically, and then I call it down to our section chiefs. They verify, and then they call it the grid coordinate again. I make sure that that grid coordinate is in our safety zone on the map, and if it is, I'm to make the final decision, all right, that's safe. Then they send it down, and then the launchers can shoot it. My experience, especially here in Alpha Battery, has been wonderful. They had female officers before me, and those female officers were very squared away and set me up for success, so when I walked in, they all were expecting me to perform.
Her role as a female lead coordinating a 12-round rocket launch between ROK and US forces is unique for such an exercise.
As far as being a female officer in the field artillery, I'm so excited that I have the opportunity to serve here. I know a lot of my friends back home are having their regular day-to-day jobs, and I get to shoot rockets and go into a foreign country and work with a lot of really new, interesting people. It's great, and I absolutely love it. So.
Katusa Private Won Ho Chung, Rocket Valley, Korea.
Lieutenant Miller is one of the few female field executive officers in the Army today. That was your Around the Peninsula for Thursday, October 10th. From all of us at AFN, enjoy your evening.
This year marks the 60th anniversary of the signing of the Armistice Agreement. The Armistice Agreement marked the beginning of the ROK-US alliance, which has held strong for 60 years. Your service here demonstrates our commitment and preserves the alliance. Dean and I thank you for your service, and we extend our thanks to your families who underpin your service to our nation. Kapsi Kapshida.